Life is governed by principles of value and production, yet sometimes things disappear. The object that enabled your work, the capital that secured your future, the person who anchored your sanity, they simply vanish. This is where most people panic. They believe in chance. They believe in misfortune. They believe in a chaotic, cruel universe. And they are wrong. This loss is not a cancellation, it is an inventory transfer, a drop in your current account balance that immediately registers the required conditions for a spectacular, mandated replacement. The bigger the gap left by the absence, the larger the return must be. 1. The rational reclamation of value. For the producer, the person who creates, who exchanges value, who respects wealth, a lost item is not merely an inconvenience, it is a theft of productive capacity, and it must be recovered. Consider the ancient account of a woman who lost a single silver coin. This was not a sentimental keepsake, this was a unit of trade, a piece of her earned capital. Her response was not tears, it was relentless, rational action. Look at Luke chapter 15, verse 8. Or what woman, having 10 silver coins, if she loses one coin, does not light a lamp and sweep the house and seek diligently until she finds it? She searches diligently because she respects the value of the coin. She rejects the idea that a single unit of production can simply be thrown away. This is very rational of her. You must demand the return of what you have earned. You must act to correct the imbalance. Even when the loss is fundamental, like a tool of production falling into the water, an axe head sinking, the universe corrects the ledger. The loss of a tool is the loss of future work. That tool must float, and the record shows that it did. The principle of earned value supersedes physics itself to ensure the means of production are restored. 2. The Job dividend, total loss, double reward. Now we come to the most spectacular transaction in human history, the catastrophic failure, the loss of everything. The book of Job details a comprehensive disaster, a person stripped of wealth, family, and health. Why does this matter? Because the universe does not reward suffering, it rewards unyielding integrity. When every possible external thing is stripped away and man's essential character remains whole, the compensation is not merely replacement, it is an exponential correction. The universe does not simply bring the account back to zero, it adds a premium. Job chapter 14 verse 10 says, "The Lord restored the fortunes of Job, adding to what he had before twice as much." That is the restoration dividend. You maintained your integrity when the market collapsed, when the envious attacked, and when disaster struck. The reward is a 200% increase on your original principle. The greater the loss you endured with rational character, the larger the reward you are guaranteed. The devastation becomes the contract for exponential prosperity. 3. The homecoming of the absent person. The final and most emotionally volatile loss is the person who leaves. The prodigal son, for instance, the individual who chooses to detach themselves and wander into the abyss of wasted potential. When the lost person returns, the event is not marked by a simple handshake. It is marked by a sudden, irrational, yet totally justified explosion of joy. The father in the parable does not demand an accounting of wasted resources, he demands a celebration. Luke chapter 15, verse 24 says, "For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." The dead part is the potential that was squandered. The found part is the value that is now suddenly returned to the productive unit of the family. The joy, the feast, the music, the new clothes is the collective emotional equivalent of the double reward given to Job. It is a spectacular overpayment for the trauma of the absence. Understand this. When something of value departs, the universe immediately begins preparing its spectacular return. Your job is simply to maintain the clarity and integrity to receive the dividend.